Guys, happy morning! It seems that you guys are not happy. I know the belief that you hold at the beginning of the journey defines the journey. Let us assume today is the beginning of a new journey to see to it your plus 2 goes out with flying colors. With that, I would like to again wish you to bring you back to alignment. Happy morning, guys!
Happy morning, sir!
Yes. Now, before we could start, I also need to get aligned to whatever I am trying to teach, and I need His grace. So, we have a small prayer which we would like to actually start off whenever it comes to addressing the students. So, we always consider students as God. There is a lot of God in them. There is a lot of miraculous things that would be possible by each and every one of you sitting here. If I can link the grace and you perfectly, miracles are going to be possible. So, please keep your eyes closed and I will be saying few prayers. You can repeat it after me. All of you close your eyes. Either come to Namaskara Mudra or open up your arms whichever way you are comfortable. And please repeat after me. It has to be repeated. Feeling thy presence. Everybody? Feeling thy presence. Feeling thy grace. Feeling thy radiance. You are my source of faith and strength.
You are my source of faith and strength.
You are my path and destination.
You are my path and destination.
And I am always connected to you.
And I am always connected to you.
Nothing of me
Nothing of me
and everything of you.
and everything of you.
Lead us higher,
Lead us higher.
lead us deeper,
Lead us deeper.
lead us beyond,
Lead us beyond.
lead us to you.
Lead us to you.
Yeah, please open your eyes. The second important turning point in everybody's life is your plus 2 results. If a person has to start and become an MTech engineer, if he has to start and become a surgeon, if he has to start and become a scientist, yes, 10th is very much important. At the same time, plus 2 is the most important turning point of your life. This is where your journey to your profession starts. So, taking this plus 2 very, very seriously is the motive of today's class. So, we will discuss about what are all the positive attitudes that is required for you to start from today so that 1 year down the line, you are going to actually face an exam which is going to be conveniently giving you the score that you are anticipating. For that to happen, we need to work on your attitudinal skills. Now let us go for the first slide. See, when we talk about attitude, admissions in schools and colleges will definitely happen for various reasons. You have got admission to St. George's PU College, it has already happened. But to get through this admissions with flying colors, with flying marks, there, right kind of positive attitude is required, which you will consistently follow from day one. Today's class is all about discussing what is that attitude that is required for you and me. So we'll be discussing about positive attitude and how proactive you will have to be. See, whenever we talk about the entire academic year, it has to go with a very neatly planned program so that your every day has to be pre-planned and it should be executed in the same manner. Why this has to happen, there are a lot of negatives that may come up for which today's class is going to throw some colors. So we will be discussing admissions in schools and colleges will definitely happen for various reasons. All of you have taken admission for plus 1, the plus 1 is completed. For you to complete plus 2 with flying colors, what is that positive attitude that is required and what kind of negative attitude I will start giving up right from today. That is the purpose of today's class. Now, 3 years down the line, or 4 years down the line when you complete a 3 years graduation, or 5 years down the line when you complete your 4 years graduation, you should definitely ask this question. Good academic and technical skills will definitely get you to a place called as an interview. But if you want to get through the interview, that means getting selected in an interview, if that has to happen, you need what is called a right kind of positive attitude. That is what we are going to discuss. Now, as I am discussing this, let us understand the basic positive attitudes or the basic negative attitudes which each of every one of us. Let me explain you like this. All of you saw your 10th standard result. When you were looking at the result, what did you feel? I'll talk about myself. When I saw my 10th standard result or when I saw my plus 1 result, something deep inside me told, this is not my result. If I would have really worked hard, if I would have really worked smart, my result should have been far more better than this. And this is eating me and telling, this is not my result. The moment I realize this is not my result, my mind is trying to make a plan for myself because all of us have these two minds. There is a positive mind which always wants us to take in the direction of positiveness, and there is a negative mind who always wants to anchor us and try to take us into negative mode instead of making the choice of positivity. So at that particular moment when I am seeing my 10th standard result or when I am seeing my first PUC result, something deep inside says, this is not my result. And my positive mind starts talking to me and it says, if I would have really worked hard, if I would have really studied the same day's lessons the same day, I think I would have got much more better score than this. And immediately my positive mind starts making plan. What is that plan? Next academic year, assuming it was first PUC. First PUC, because I have decided I should be getting better marks than this, my mind starts talking to me and telling, next year I am not going to be the same person, come what may. Assuming whatever happens, the first day of college, I go to college, I go much early so that I am much before time in the class. I'll occupy the first bench, yes, that also you do. Immediately after the first class, without even wasting 1 minute, I will go through all whatever the lesson that was done in the first class, a small revision would be prepared and I would revise it then and there itself. What planning you did? You saw the results. You thought 70 is not your percentage. Few of you thought 80 is not your percentage. Few of you thought 90 is not your percentage because you predicted that if I would have really worked hard, I would have seen myself at 95. Those who are at 90, those who are at 80, you saw your results as 90% what you should have got. Those who are at 70, you expected to get 80. Those who are at 50, you expected to get at 70 or 80. Why? Because you knew if I would have really put the right kind of efforts in the right direction, I would have achieved the score. Planning has happened. So immediately your mind starts giving you certain positive points so that next academic year you can see your result much higher. What is your first plan? First day of the college, without wasting any time between the first period and the second period, I would complete up all my revisions. And after the second period, between the second and the third, I will finish off the second period revision. And in the lunch break, without spending 1 hour for lunch, only spending 10 minutes of the time for lunch, I would do what is called as a small recap of what was done in the entire first 4 classes and get ready for the next 2 classes after the lunch break. And immediately after the lunch break, without wasting any time, there also, after the first session, after the second session, my planning has happened perfectly. And most of the time in my last academic year, I never used to come back from college straight without wasting time. I used to waste a lot of time. I used to talk to friends and waste a lot of time gossiping. Now, nothing doing. I'll come back to my home immediately and I will start doing the revision of the entire day. Planning has been done. And you also plan, I was the person who never used to get up early in the morning. But now it is not going to be the same. I know. Early in the morning, just before the sun rises and after the sun rises, what we call Brahmi Muhurta or Brahma Muhurta, that is the most energetic time of this 24 hours. Let me put all my effort to see to it. During that time, I would be doing the most important job of my life. What is that? Studying for the exam. Planning has happened. Always remember, early in the morning, just before the sun rises and after the sun rises, which we call as golden hours of the entire 24 hours, during that time, with little effort, you can get maximum benefit. But there are other hours of the time where you put more efforts, but still you will never get the results. So we call that time as golden time, and golden hours of this 24 hours. You have made a plan, come what may, I am going to seriously study during this golden hours. All planning has happened. A small break of 10-15 days was given, you come to the college. As soon as you come to the college, your mind knows that last time my result was this percentage, I should have got this percentage, let me strive to get that better percentage, and your mind is also recollecting whatever the planning that has happened. So you come with books, everything ready, because you are told immediately after the first class, I'll be doing what is called as revision. The first class is done. Because it was the first class, the teacher did not want to take the complete 1 hour, just occupying 45 minutes, she told, next 15 minutes you are free to do whatever you want. Immediately the positive mind says, you had promised that you will do a recap of the entire class. So you pick up the pen and you are about to write. As soon as you are about to write, something stops. You are about to start the most important journey of this academic year, and something seriously starts and it says, I'm not saying don't do it now. Instead of this class, you can do it next class. Everybody is watching you. So what you do, you took a pen, you took a book, you are about to write few points, looking at the textbook, something deep inside, and all other friends who are looking at you, creates an illusion in you that, why should I do now? I'm not saying I'm not going to do, I'll do it next class. So you push it to the next period. Next period, one more subject was there. Maybe it was maths, maybe it was computer science. The teacher, because it was the first day, she only spends 40 minutes and she says, next 20 minutes you are free to do whatever you want. The positive mind allows you. You have not done the revision after the first class. Now, no escape, you should do the revision or you should do a small recap of the first class and the second class. You pick up the pen, you pick up the book when you are about to start. Again, something deep inside says, I'm not saying don't do it now. Instead of now, do it next class. And the next class comes, again something deep inside says, no, I'm not saying not to do. Instead of now, do it next class. Immediately the positive, negative mind says, arey yaar, next period is not working for you. You do like this. Once for all in the afternoon, you do a recap of the entire 4th class. And you come to the afternoon. Afternoon, it was a lunch break for 1 hour. You complete the lunch in 10 minutes and you have 15 minutes of free time in your hand and you know you will have to do what you were supposed to do. You pick up a pen, you open the book, and when you are about to start, again the negative mind says, today it has not worked. Once for all, you go in the evening to home and then do it. I'm not saying not to do it. So once again you postpone, and every time when you want to start something, you are getting into an habit of starting trouble. This is what we call starting trouble attitude with each and every one of us. All of us are born winners. All of us do want to become that winner. All of us do want to become that first person. All of us really want to do that start. But when you are supposed to start, you get into what is called as starting trouble. And every time this comes, you are not actually saying you are not going to do. Instead of now, you are pushing it and saying, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. Next period, when it does not happen, the negative mind convinces you and says, next period is not happening. Once for all in the afternoon, do it. And in the afternoon, when you are supposed to write it again, says, you are done next period and afternoon. Tomorrow, genuinely start doing from class 1. That feeling will come when you are about to go home and start doing the revision. Why? It says next period has not happened, you are pushed into afternoon. Instead of today afternoon and starting at a time when you are not supposed to start, tomorrow freshly you start from class 1. So what happened? Every time you get into a starting trouble, you do what is called as procrastination. What is procrastination? Nothing but postponing. You postpone and create a new starting point. When tomorrow comes, are you ready to do it? No. What you say? I'm not saying I'm not going to do today. Instead of today, I will do it tomorrow. You push it to tomorrow. Tomorrow, when it happens for 3 consecutive times, you're a little uncomfortable with whatever has happened. And you start saying, tomorrow is not working. Once for all, from next Monday, I will seriously start studying, and you push yourself to next Monday. And when the next Monday comes, you are seeing, I think this Monday, next Monday, 100% sure I am going to start, and you push yourself to next Monday and next Monday. When 2 such Mondays have gone out of your hand, your negative starts telling, next Monday will not work for you. And the positive mind asks, then what will work? Next month first, no? Seriously start studying. You push it to next month first. And when the next month first comes, you are supposed to start at least doing that seriously. You say, why only second month? I'm not saying don't do. I know exam is important. I should score the highest marks. But instead of next month, let me do it next month. And you push it to the next month. And next month, when twice it has happened, your mind is not happy. The negative mind says, next month, first is not working. And most of you, what you do, you wait for this Yugadi to come. End of this month Yugadi. So most of you already planned. From this Yugadi, I will seriously start studying. Yugadi will come. No, somehow Yugadi is not working. You look for something else. So what is happening? The biggest negative attitude that is bothering us is starting trouble. But among you, there are a few who decide that I am going to do this, and you will start doing it from day 1. So what has happened? You did not get into this problem of starting trouble. When you get into this problem of starting trouble, that leads to what is called as procrastination, and that procrastination will create a new starting point. Procrastination will create a new starting point. What is that new starting point? I'll do it in the afternoon. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it coming Monday. I'll do it first of next month. And then you are going to live in a problem called as living with the problem. You live in this cycle of every time a new starting point is given, and you procrastinate and create a new starting point. When you go to that new starting point, you again procrastinate, create a new starting point. When this is happening consistently, what happens? Your stress, your entire stress in life is the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when it was done. If today's class, you go today only, finish off the notes, do one kind of a revision, go back in the evening, do the second revision, and also go late night, complete of the third revision, get up early in the morning, prepare for whatever has completed, also prepare for what is going to come. That way, you have prepared yourself so perfectly, all these actions will never come. There is no stress at all. Every time you procrastinate, today you procrastinated to tomorrow, what happens? the subjects will double. For one day, if it was 6 classes of lessons were supposed to be studied. When you push it to tomorrow, you will have to study 2 days of classes. When you push it to next Monday, you will have to study 1 week of classes. When you push it to next coming first of next month, you are actually taking a burden of 1 month's classes. So what is happening? Every time the burden of what has to be completed becomes larger, becomes bigger and bigger, you will start finding the stress which you cannot handle. So what do? You slowly start giving up. Why? By that time, your first test marks has already come. What was your expectation? You actually were 90%, your expectation was 95%. For that, a plan was already made. I am going to do this, I am going to do this, I am going to do this. But did you do that? No. You got into starting trouble, you got into procrastination, you started living with the problem, and you are completely stressed. And because you have so much of stress because of the target, what do? You bring down the target. What do? You yourself bring down the target. And you say, 95 is not going to be possible. At least 92% I will take. Why? In the first test that the results came, your score was only 88, 89%. So you will have to still work hard to hit that target 95, and you know it's not going to be possible because you are far beyond the schedule. And slowly what happens? You are again procrastinating. After the next test, I will seriously start studying before the midterm exam comes. You keep on procrastinating. You live with that problem, and you are completely stressed because the package is more. Result is not coming as you expected. And slowly, at one point of time, you say 80% also is not a bad score. Your target was 90. 80% is also not a bad score. Now here, let me ask you, दुश्मन कहाँ है? All of you say ना, दुश्मन कहाँ है? What is the answer? दुश्मन बगल में है. Let me tell you, दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, दुश्मन अंदर है. You did not get up because of the दुश्मन who was बगल में, definitely not. You procrastinated and postponed it that I will seriously start studying tomorrow. It was never anybody else. It was you alone. And again, ask yourself, am I an enemy of myself because I am consistently getting into starting trouble, consistently getting into procrastination, and consistently I am living with this problem. Nobody else is responsible. You alone are responsible. If anybody has become very, very successful, it is never because of anybody else. It was only because of their efforts and their choices what they made. It was never because of the parents. It was never because of the teachers. It was never because of the siblings whom they are born and brought up with. It is again only because of them. A chaiwala becomes the greatest prime minister. A tribal woman becomes the best president right now, the first citizen of India. A fisherman's son becomes a scientist. It was only because they took the choices of making the right decision. They were a ghost of themselves. There are a lot of cousins of Abdul who are still a fisherman and they have died as a fisherman. There are a lot of near cousins of Narendra Modi who have lived as a small chaiwala and they are still living as a chaiwala. They own a small hotel where they serve more teas. And there are still a lot of tribal women who are living in the forest, deep in the forest, and they don't know what is happening in the world. They live there and they die there because it was their choice. Now, each and every one of you sitting here, you should ask yourself, what choices will I make so that I will not get into starting trouble, I will not get into procrastination, living with the problem, stress, and ultimately giving up. Very, very important. Now, because we are discussing about the starting trouble, let us understand what is the cause of this starting trouble. cause of the starting trouble. If I know starting trouble or procrastination is happening because of this, the origin is this. I'm looking for a light of this particular bulb. I cannot go and handle the bulb. What I should handle, I should go and find out where is the origin of the switch, from where the electricity is coming. So when I switch it on, this is going to automatically get switched on. I will have to look for the origin of what it has come from where it has come from. So in your life, in order to overcome this, what we call starting trouble, let us understand where is the troublemaker. Who is the troublemaker? So let me explain you who is the troublemaker. Just to give you a small point, how many of you have an habit of putting an alarm and going to sleep? Raise your hands. Putting an alarm and then going to sleep. And how many of you are sure that you are going to get up in the morning? How many of you are sure that you are going to get up in the morning? Let me tell you, the most unsafe place in this world is the bed. Maximum deaths are happened on the bed, not on the roads. If you just Google or ask for ChatGPT, he will give you certain research that was done, and it was told that maximum deaths are happening on the bed, not of your age. I am just taking as a general deaths that happen. Now, taking this into consideration, you fixed an alarm. All of you fixed an alarm. How many of you get up before 4? Okay, before 5? Before 5? After 6? How many science students are? Green is science, red is commerce, computer science. Okay. How many of you after 7? Your principal is watching your eyes. After 7. Good. Now, just before I told you, the most important time, what we call as peak hours of this 24 hours, is early in the morning. Early in the morning, before the sun rises and after the sun rises, we call it as the most sacred time. That is the time when you guys will have to be studying, and that time, if you are going to lie down in Shavasana, ask yourself, what is the objective of your life? You want to lie down more, or you want to get alert and become that miraculous person? Your choice has to be, I will be alert and become that miraculous person. Now, you have fixed up an alarm. Few of you told 4 o'clock, few of you told 5 o'clock, the alarm is fixed. You do a little bit of revision of whatever the class that has completed today from all the periods. You go and you take a nap. Early in the morning, as you told, the alarm rings. What will you do? As soon as the alarm rings, you get into the same old problem, you are starting trouble. You go and you snooze it. You immediately go and you snooze it. What do you say? As soon as the alarm rings, assuming it is your mother only who is giving you an alarm call, and she says, son, daughter, you are supposed to go to get up for studies, and she actually gives you an alarm, wake up, telling, it's 4 o'clock, my dear daughter, will you please get up? So immediately what will you do? You get into that snooze. You snooze and you push it to some other time, because you are not saying I'm not going to get up. You know you will have to get up. But you will again call your mother and say, Mama, I really want to get up, but instead of 4 o'clock, I will definitely get up at 5 o'clock. Wake me at 5. Few of you may go change the alarm from 4 to 5, and you have decided 5 o'clock I'm going to get up. 5 o'clock decided. Again at 5 o'clock what happens? The alarm rings. You should get up? No. You again get into procrastination. Starting trouble is leading to procrastination, and because of the procrastination, what you are saying, I really want to get up, but instead of getting up at 5 o'clock, Mama, keep the geyser ready, keep the breakfast ready, I will definitely get up at 5. You fix everything and you sleep. Mama will again call you at 5 o'clock. My dear son, the geyser is ready, the geyser is on, the breakfast is already served on your table. Please get up. Now again you shout, Mama, give me 2 reasons why should I get up. Then what Mama will do, she's coming to the first floor. You're sleeping. She removes the the sheet bed sheet that you're wearing, and she shows a keychain and she says, my dear son, you will have to be in your college at 7. That is the reason you will have to get up. Please remember, if you don't go by 7, you will not be able to start because you are not a student anymore. You are the principal of that college. Attitude does not care where you shape them. Ultimately, attitude will shape your life. So you will have to decide what is the origin of the starting point. Where exactly this difference of procrastination is happening on a daily basis. If I need to conquer this so-called starting point, what should I do? I should change the way I start my day. I should always fix myself telling if my alarm is going to hit at 5 o'clock, I will definitely get up at 5 o'clock so that I will not make myself feel like I have got into the starting trouble attitude. Each and every one of you who are sitting here, you will have to promise yourself, come what may. Come what may, from tomorrow, if I know even after keeping the alarm at 4 o'clock, I will only get up at 5 o'clock. Please don't fix the alarm at 4. Fix it up at 5 and get up at 5 because you will start feeling I did not get into starting trouble. You will start realizing I did not get into starting trouble. I exactly got up at the same time, and that means you have actually crossed that starting trouble and you have gone into starting your work. When you get into no starting trouble, you will not have procrastination, you will not live with the problem, you will not be having stress, you will never give up. So what should I do? The wake up and the get up time should be brought closer. As soon as the alarm rings, it is wake up. You are already awake. But are you getting out of the bed and starting to study? No. You are creating a gap there. Instead of creating a gap there, if you can bring your starting point, wake up and get up, closer, closer, closer. At one point of time, your wake up time and get up time should be exactly 4 o'clock. That means you have conquered your first negative attitude of getting into consistent starting trouble. So that when you are angry, you will not be able to, you will not be procrastinating, you will not live with the problem, you will not be stressed, and you will never get into an attitude of giving up. So all of you repeat after me. I promise I will not get into starting trouble. I know starting trouble will lead to procrastination. I will not get into procrastination because I know procrastination leads to living with the problem. I will not get into living with the problem because it creates stress. My entire stress in life is the gap between when it could have been done and when eventually it was done. And that will lead to giving up attitude. I don't want to give up on my plans, on my goals. Few of you are taking it very, very lightly. Let me share a true story. You will realize how starting trouble and procrastination can hurt us to the core. This is a true story. I remember one of my aunt who was a principal of a very reputed college in Bangalore. She was so much health conscious, I could never imagine something like this happened in her life and my aunt was no more. My aunt has a beautiful a daughter. Our daughter and me, we were actually studying in the same college and we were of the same age. When they wanted to get a daughter married, they got a very nice alliance. It was an alliance from America. And their daughter was wedded off and she was living a very luxurious life because both husband and wife were working in a very reputed company in US. It so happened, my aunt got the news that she would be a grandmother. She was so happy and she wanted to have that celebration done with no hindrance at all. With this in her mind, she was preparing for a daughter and son-in-law to come from US and she wanted to have a very private 6 months with her daughter and to see to it her grandson or granddaughter comes out in a very luxurious way and all the preparation was going in full swing. One day she realized there was a small pimple in her breast. Recently we had this cancer day and I am again alerting you how the starting level procrastination living with the problem can lead to such disaster you will never be able to understand. And she started to develop a small pimple and she knew it cannot be neglected. She had to go to the hospital. Right at that moment she got a special news and this daughter wanted to surprise her. To her daughter and the son-in-law who were supposed to come after 1 month, they had booked the ticket and they told they are coming tomorrow. And she had to, for the first time, get into this attitude of starting trouble and she decided, I'm not saying I'm not going to go to the doctor. It could happen to your mother, it could happen to your aunt, it could happen to your grandmother. Take this very, very seriously. She, for the first time in her life, got into the starting trouble. Instead of going to the hospital, she decided, I will not go to the hospital now. Let my daughter come. After 1 week or 10 days, I will go to the hospital so that if there has to be any medication, I'll start later. The daughter comes and the son-in-law comes. The house is fulfilled with so much of happiness and days just runs away and 15 days are up. The small pimple what she had developed, it starts growing bigger, larger. And the day that was expected our grandson or granddaughter to come, it was just 1 month down the line. The house was prepared so luxuriously so that the newborn grandson or granddaughter is welcomed with open arms. And now the small pimple had grown big and there was a lot of pain in her. Somehow she never wanted to tell that in the family and make everybody get stressed. For the first time, she again does the same starting trouble by fixing up another date and telling, after my grandson or granddaughter is born, I will definitely go to the hospital for a checkup. Let me wait for 1 more month. And she pushes herself, getting into starting trouble, procrastinating, again fixing up 1 more starting trouble, again when it was supposed to be executed, procrastinating, and she kept on procrastinating. Right now, first test is going to come in another 2 months. You kept on procrastinating, and first test results has already come. You were expecting 80% and you got 70%. And you are asking to yourself, why am I not getting 80%? Is somebody else responsible for this? Nobody else is responsible for whatever my aunt did. She alone was responsible, and for whatever you guys do, you alone are responsible, nobody else. After a new granddaughter was born, the house was filled with celebration, but my aunt was expressing, having a very deep pressure of pain which she could not handle. We could see in her eyes. Just because it was an occasion, all of us could not completely focus on our aunt. We went out of sight because we were in a celebration mood. My mother spoke to her, we were in a celebration mode, and we never thought something like this would have happened because she was a principal of the reputed college. She used to actually teach students what is discipline. And here, for the first time, she became self-indisciplined. In your life, the exam that is going to come, +2, if you are not going to be self-disciplined, nobody else is going to be responsible. You alone are responsible. And the granddaughter comes to home. Now they have to do a 15 days naming ceremony. So what my aunt decides, Because she had to do a 15 days naming ceremony, again she gets into an attitude of procrastination and she says, I will definitely go to the hospital, but instead of going now, I will go after the naming ceremony is completed. And the naming ceremony is announced. It was done in a very big, luxurious hall. She was wearing a sari which was too heavy for her, and the pressure of the pain, everything put together, my aunt could not handle. Right in the moment of when the puja was supposed to be done, she actually collapsed. Immediately we took her to an hospital, and even the doctor was known to us. The doctor was a cancer doctor. She was known to us. As soon as the doctor saw her, she did the first in this whatever that checkup. She knew my aunt was already in stage 4. She shouted bad words against my aunt, telling, "Why are you guys educated? I really don't know. Is this something that you will have to get into starting with the procrastination, living with the problem? And how can you live last 4 months with so much of stress?" And because of that, all that stress, my aunt had already given up because she knew, as per the details she got online, that she was already on stage 4, and she also knew it would be few days and she will never be able to live more than that. And she got into giving up attitude and she gave up, it's over, my life is over. And exactly 20-25 days from there, we lost our aunt. Our aunt is no more. In the same manner, few days from now, maybe 100, maybe in 150 days from now, your final exam will come and there is never going to be one more second UC final exam in your life. Everything that happens once in your life. It is you who will have to take it very, very seriously and don't get into this starting trouble, don't get into this procrastination, don't get into this living with the problem, because it's not going to work. In everything we start executing this. And this will actually change the focus of how we are actually studying. Let me take a simple example. Why do you think your teachers give you assignments? If I have taken a very interesting and very difficult topic today, it could be physics, it could be commerce. I know the topic is very, very difficult. So what do? After completing the lesson, I tell everyone, this is the most important topic. At least 20 marks to be expected from this topic. So there is no excuse. All of you are going to go home, write this 2 times in a rough sheet and submit it to me and create a beautiful record of this lesson, because it will help you in the exam and I give you a week's time. What did your teacher say? She asked you to complete an assignment. Reason? Very important. One more reason, 20 marks is going to come, and she told, this is the most important lesson, please prepare well, write it 2 times, also do the record and submit it to me next week. What should you do? As soon as she gives, the same day you should go, you should sit, you should write, because you know by writing it twice, it's preparing you for the exam. By creating a beautiful record, it is preparing you for the exam. But instead of going and doing it then and there itself, what do? Instead of today you say, I will do it from tomorrow. And then when the tomorrow comes, you will say, anyway I will have to submit on Saturday, I will again do it tomorrow. You postpone it to tomorrow. Starting trouble will lead to procrastination. Procrastination will lead to living with the problem. And then living with the problem will lead to stress. And stress will lead to giving up attitude. You kept on postponing tomorrow. And finally on Friday night, you will do it. But Friday night, your objective of doing this will change. Earlier, you were doing it with an objective that I want to understand this lesson perfectly and it should help me in the exam. But on the Friday night when you complete this exam, your objective will be tomorrow if I am not going to submit this assignment, my teacher is going to scold, and your objective of actually submission and the purpose and the aim with which you are completing the assignment is turned into I need to submit, otherwise my teacher will scold. So what has happened? Your entire action has changed its direction. What you saw in the 10th standard result and expected more to come. What you saw on the first UC results and expected something more to come. How you thought if a child can become this, a tribal man can become this, and a fisherman's son can become this. I also want to hit that 10%. All that will drop to zero. Let me say a beautiful phrase. All of you would have heard this. There is a will. 3 times. Where there is a will, there is a way. Again. Where there is a will, there is a way. Again. Where there is a will, there is a way. Let us rephrase it. There is always a way. Do you have the will? The same college in last 5-6 years, there are been records where a student from this particular college has got ranking on the state level less than 10. That means there is always a way. From the same college, both in science, there has been ranks less than 10, less than 15. There has been multiple ranks less than 10, less than 15. Even in commerce stream, that means there is always a way. In the same college, your so-called your seniors, they have scored 10% in most of the subjects. That means there is always a way by which you can score in science 10%, in commerce 10%, in computer science 10%. That means there is always a way. Do you have the will? Ask yourself this question. Do I have the will? Can you repeat it 3 times? Do I have the will? Repeat after me. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. Rephrase it. There is always a way. Repeat. There is always a way. Do I have the will? Take your hand, put yourself and say, do I have the will? To score 10% in every subject. It is possible, it has been happening in the past with the same teachers, it has been happening in the past with the same setup, with the same infrastructure, and it has been happening in the past, which shall happen now also. But the choice is, are you ready to take up this challenge? When you say yes, you should not get into starting trouble, you should not get into procrastination, you should not get into living with the problem, you should not get into stress. You start showing this even in small to small things. Let me explain you. My age started getting grayer at the age of 19. What should you do? You should immediately rush to the doctor and find out why it is happening. You should not get into starting with the procrastination, getting into the problem, getting into stress and giving up. What you do, instead of going immediately, you again procrastinate. I started developing small pimples on my face. Small pimples. What should you do? You should immediately go to the doctor and say, why is this happening? Can I really work on it? But what do? Instead of going immediately, you always get into starting trouble. I started seeing small white patches on my body, and it was very few, 1 or 2 here and there. And immediately I knew I had to go to a doctor because I knew anything which is healthy related, it is irreversible. There can always be a prevention, there cannot be a permanent cure. My aunt couldn't have been cured at all. She could have prevented it by doing it in stage 1 only. Always remember, from when your 80% will drop to 60%, you will not know. Whatever the first PUC score if you have got, from when that percentage will fall to 10% less than that, 20% less than that, you will not know. Time simply runs away and your score also will run out of your hand. So it is very, very important you be cautious every time. When the hair is growing actually great, you should have gone, you procrastinate, I'll go it next week, I'll go it next month, I'll go it next, and finally you go and the doctor is looking at you, everything is right. And he's saying, doctor, can you do something about it? Amma, you should have come when few hairs were at least black. What shall I do now? So one or two people, the doctor would have advised you something, he would have done something, you go when there is pimples all over and you say, doctor, can you help me? When few lessons are covered, you did not understand, you will have to go up to your teacher and say, ma'am, can you explain this is not coming? When the lessons are one or two or when the topics are very few, if you can go and get a small solution there, then ladies and people never go to stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Instead, what you do, you keep on procrastinating, and finally you land up on the previous day of exam and knock your lecturer's door and say, ma'am, I'm not getting any of the lessons. How can she help you? Because the starting level has pushed you to an extent where you are caught into an irreversible place. Whether it is studies, whether it is your health hazards, or whether it is cancer, irrespective of whatever it is, you should never get into an attitude of starting trouble because it will definitely lead to procrastination, and that procrastination will consistently lead to creating more such starting troubles, and that will become a living in the problem attitude. And that living in the problem attitude will actually push you to get into stress. What is stress? Stress is nothing but, repeat after me, stress is nothing but the gap between when I should have studied and ultimately when did I study. What is examination stress? Examination stress is nothing but when I should have studied and actually when did I study. If on that day's job, whatever the lesson, you go on the same day, you memorize, you write it multiple times, and you complete it off, very stress for the next day. Your teacher announces that give you a surprise test, you will raise your hand, I'm ready. Why? You have already completed preparing for the lessons. So you should take this very, very seriously. Never get into starting trouble, never get into procrastination, never get into stressful attitude, because this will start reflecting in every decision of your life. Maybe few skill sets you are bad at. Maths, basics you are bad at. There is no escape. Join a training center or go for your teachers. Request for an extra classes, request for an additional classes. Work on it consistently, because when you keep investing time on that particular vertical, slowly you can master that vertical. It could be any subject, it could be any skill set. So the only solution is let me invest the right amount of time in the right way so that skill sets I can master and I can develop. Now talking about all this, sir, agree. What is the solution, sir? Can you give me a solution to whatever you have told? All of you are ready for the solution?
Yes, sir.
Open your book and write down solutions for my negative attitude. Solutions for my negative attitude. Guys, all of you are giving up will be like this. You would have worked. In exam, you give up. So it should always be consistent. That is what I mean by that. So there are three options. Please write down the first one. Attitude to plan and organize. Attitude to plan and organize. What I mean by attitude to plan and organize, have you ever seen your college is under stress? No. Why? They have a plan and they work exactly according to the plan. They have already decided the opening day of first PUC, and your opening day has already happened, and they know within 1 week so many lessons have to be completed, within 1 month so many chapters have to be completed. The first test is going to be on this particular day, and the second test is going to be on this particular day. The first terminal exam is going to be on this particular day, because they have a plan and they are actually organizing themselves exactly according to the plan. So your work capabilities also should go as per the plan, and it has to be organized. In this planning and organizing, there are three verticals. The first vertical is time management. All of you repeat, there is a time for everything and everything in its time. Again, there is a time for everything and everything in its time. This is the first positive attitude that you will have to follow. What does that mean? There is a time for everything and everything has to be done in that time only. Just like your college has a timetable, you will never find two lecturers getting in and saying, this is my class, this is my class. It is already been prefixed. There is a time for this class and that class will happen in that particular time. Now, after the college hours, the kind of time discipline that you guys are going to follow will define where you are going to land yourself. There should be a perfect time what you get up. Yes, 4 o'clock is my alarm time, I will exactly get up at 4. 5 o'clock is my wake up time, I will exactly get up at 5. So fix a get up and wake up time which is common, and from there your timetables will have to start. There is a time for studying this particular subject, I will only study in that particular subject. So please follow this time discipline. Not only in studies, please organize yourself in other things also, so that you don't waste time. Your ultimate goal has to be how much more time I can invest in preparing for this plus 2 exam will define how good you are going to score in your plus 2. So there is a time for everything, everything in its time. That is called as the time discipline. You could have time for your parents, you could have time for your family members, but definitely you should not invest time in time wasters. What are some of the time wasters? Social media, Netflix, anything else? YouTube, all these social media. Mobile is the biggest time stealer. It has a very intelligent way of hypnotizing you, and you will not know. You will be seeing the reels. You would have started with 1 or 2 reels and you would have completed 50 to 60 reels, and after that 1 hour of your would have gone. So please avoid that. That will be the first discipline what we say, that is the time discipline. And the next important discipline is place discipline. All of you repeat, there is a place for everything and everything in its place. For whatever you do, let there be a place discipline. From your academic point of view, please have a place which is defined and scheduled only for you to study. Your study should happen in that particular place only. See, in this place discipline, there is something called as Vastu. It is an ancient wisdom which actually speaks about there is a definite place which has to be assigned for various activities. Bathroom has to be in one particular place, the worship room or a puja room has to be at one particular place, the kitchen has to be in one particular place, the reading room, what we call it as a reading room, has to be at one particular space, or a study room has to be at one particular place. Like that, if you can maintain a small study discipline, it can make a very big difference in your life. And you should only study at that particular place. As soon as you go back from home, pick up a table, pick up a chair. Let the table be of the height of what you use in the class. Let the chair be exactly to the height. Let it be an ordinary chair and table, but the height has to be uniform, exactly matching the height of your college chairs and tables, and you should only study there. And when you actually study there, you will start getting more results. That is what we say, there is a place for everything and everything in its place. What are the biggest time wasters? Can you tell me? What could be one of the biggest time wasters? Mobile. Then anything else? Searching for forgotten things. Searching for forgotten notes. Searching for forgotten information written in which books. When there is no place discipline, you will be wasting 90% of your time searching for information. It could be things, the mobile phone, the mobile charger, your bag, your class book, your notebooks, your ID card. Okay, everything, there has to be a place discipline. We waste 90% of our time in searching for misplaced objects. That is happening because you try to keep everything everywhere. So when you maintain a place discipline, there is a place for everything in its place. You will never find the same discipline. You will be actually saving a lot of time. The place discipline also holds good while you are answering your answer paper also. While you are answering any kind of an answer paper, your lecturers would have given you a do's and don'ts. What are those do's and don'ts? This is the place where you will have to write, you will have to begin after the left margin. This is the place where the diagram has to be exactly aligned to the center. This is the place where the column will have to start. This is the color of the pen that you will have to use. Like that, there is always a place discipline how you actually put your answers into the sheet, and that will declare whether you will get 10% or whether you will get a little less than 10%. So that becomes very important. That is called as place discipline. Can we repeat it 3 times? There is a place for everything, and everything in its place. And the last one, there is a right way for everything, and everything in the right way only. See, whenever you study, because we are talking about your academic skills and positive attitude to become the best academic performer, are you actually following the right kind of study skills? No, we also did not follow, but experts have told if you can follow this in this particular discipline, you will get maximum results and you will get the best results in academics. Can I ask you, how is your study style? I'll just explain you. I open up a book. If I'm studying for 1 hour, what do? I open up an accounts book. I open up a biology book. I open up a physics book. I read, I put the information here. I read, I put the information here. I read, I put the information here. For the entire 1 hour, you are doing the same. Sometimes you feel, let me recollect if I know the answer. You try to go to recollect. When you are trying to recollect, it doesn't come. Start trouble. So what you will say, it's not coming today. Tomorrow I will do the revision. Today I will read next chapter also. But what is the purpose of reading? The purpose of reading is not to take information and put it here. In exam, what do? You take information from the memory and put it in the form of writing. In the exam, you take information from the memory and put it in the form of writing, and your practice has to be more on that, but your practice is taking information and putting it here. Very beautifully, the entire Olympic participants answered when the media people asked, were you stressed during the Olympics when you were playing the exact Olympics in the Olympian field? All of them told no. And they asked why. The kind of practice that they are given at the same kind of an atmosphere, so we did not feel that we have come to a different place altogether. We felt we had an experience of this place. Now in the exam, when you will have to collect the information from your memory and put it onto the paper, what is that you guys are practicing? You are always practicing taking the information, putting it here, taking the information, putting it here. Do you know how exactly it actually reflects? Whenever you are given a question paper, ask your past, your 9th standard, your 10th standard, your +1, when the question paper was given to you, you looked at the question paper and you were able to actually do a complete summarization telling this question comes from this particular chapter, this question comes from this particular chapter. You never felt any of the topic was outside the subject. And even if it is outside the subject, you need not worry. Public English Ranganathan sir will take care of it. He will make a big announcement. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ PUC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗೆ 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಕೊಡಲು ನಾವು ವಿನಂತಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. And it will come. You will always find the questions are within the syllabus and you know where you are written. Why? Because you have taken and put information like this. You know where it is. But when you actually take a pen and when you start writing, most of you who cannot recollect 50%, you will only get 50% marks. Those who are able to recollect 60%, you will get 60% marks. Those who are only able to recollect 30%, you will see the difference was you did not practice to pick information from the memory and put it here. So, your attitude of how you study, it has to change. Let me explain you like this. In 1 hour, how many 20 minutes are there? In 1 hour, how many 20 minutes? Science and commerce students. In 1 hour, how many 20 minutes are there? 3. We'll divide it into 3 parts. All of you repeat. The first 20 minutes. With your right hand. The first 20 minutes. The second 20 minutes. The third 20 minutes. For the convenience, we will call it like this. The first 20 minutes. The middle 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes. Whenever you are going to study, the pattern has to be like this. First 20 minutes, take the information, put it in your memory. Beautiful. Next 20 minutes, whatever you are preparing, create questions for that. The next 20 minutes, let the book be there. Use a pen, no, use your memory and try to do a verbal recap of reading the question, trying to recollect the answer verbally. Some of it verbally may not be possible, but still force yourself to do in the middle 20 minutes verbally, but it is only recollection. Maybe one of the points you may not remember, open the book, try to remember the point and try to revise. Open the book, remember, try to revise in the middle 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes, close the book, keep it there, use the question, use the answer sheets, just like the answer sheets that is given in your exam, a copy of it, something like that, and start writing answers to the questions that you have prepared. Because this is what you do in the exam. You may not get any something, but do not go open the book. You will be lost. So you will have to reschedule this again in the next hour. The first 20 minutes, take the information, put it in your memory. The next 20 minutes, do a verbal recap with the book on the table. And the last 20 minutes, close the book, put it into the rack and write in the manner you write in the exam. For whatever reason, you are not going to look into the book. When you do this, you will exactly be preparing according to the schedule. This is what has to be practiced from now on. Without taking much time, the guys, if there is any questions I would like to take. Whatever has been explained till now, anybody has any questions? Okay, now, today, one more attitudinal problem is, you are not able to hold on to it long enough. What I mean by hold on to it long enough, today, because I came and I explained you about starting trouble, I explained you about wake up and get up. Maybe tomorrow, as soon as the alarm rings, you will wake up. Maybe tomorrow, immediately after the first class, between the first class and the second class, you will start preparing for the notes. You may do it day after tomorrow also, you may do it after that also. But after some time, a time would come, you will not hold on long enough. Instead of holding it on long enough, you will start thinking, today one day I won't do. From tomorrow, I will 100% do. If you do that one break, that will become a permanent break, because whatever you told tomorrow I will do, all these days you were doing, tomorrow I will do, that tomorrow I will do will push you to one more tomorrow I will do. When this tomorrow does not work, what will you do? Monday I will do. When this Monday will not work, what will you do? Next month first you will do. And when this next month first, what you will do? You will go for Ayush Puja, you will go for Yugadi, you will go for Deepavali, and finally you say, let the new year come for the 2026 exam. I am going to prepare so seriously like nobody else has prepared. Like this, your time will simply run away. So please do not get into starting trouble, nor get into procrastination, nor try to live with the problem. So if you have any questions, I will try to answer. Otherwise, the positive attitude that you will have to carry is attitude to plan and organize. In that plan and organize, there are 3 things. One is time discipline. Repeat after me. Time discipline, place discipline, and right way and wrong way discipline. So in right way and wrong way, I told you what is the right way of studying. In place discipline, I told you, please study in the same place where you are consistently occupied. And when I spoke about time discipline, let there be a deliberate time that is going to be fixed and you are going to consistently study in that particular time. Because your biological clock works in the same phase. So if you have any questions, I will take. Otherwise, I think we have winded up the class. So if there is any questions, who is having the caller mic? Cordless mic, you can ask questions. Any questions? How was the session? You have half an hour more? Any questions? After that we will take 20 minutes. We'll go into a small portion of a little bit of 5 minutes of meditation and 5 minutes of Shelmukhi Pranari Pranayama, and then we will conclude. It will help us to introspect things better. Anybody has any questions? No questions? From the team red? Any captains or leaders who have any questions? From the team green? No. Ma'am, you can hand over the mic to her if she has some questions. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Vijay sir.
Yeah, your question.
Sir, in the starting, when they introduced about you, they told you were into journalism. So I just wanted to know how you went into it.
See, journalism is an external hobby sake that we had used. When you say journalism, it is not journalism. I work for a decade and all. That way I am associated with journalism. And I am also a social media in charge for Bangalore South BJP. That is also a journalism where we talk about viral posts, we talk about how a particular incident can be posted so that it can be made viral, how to create awareness in public regarding International Yoga Day, how to create awareness in public about Swachh Bharat, how to create awareness in public about Mann Ki Baat and the Prime Minister's PM's radio function. This is how we get got into that particular. See, gone are the days where the industry ruled the media. Today, each and every one of you can become a media person because of social media. You can go and actually do any kind of a posting. So that way, I ventured into that. I write blogs, I create videos, I create awareness among public. So this has become one of my hobby, and I have been associated with the Deccan Rod from past 18 years. So that way journalism has been a part of me in my life. Any other questions? Okay guys, now a pin drop silence. I am going to take 20 minutes of yours to explain a very important portion of life skills. Let me ask you this question. What is the goal of all goals? What is the ultimate goal of life? Engineer, doctor, marriage to the prince. What is your ultimate goal of life? Scientist? I'll explain you. The ultimate goal of all of you is happiness. But let us understand, are we living happy indeed, or are we always thinking about the past where we could have lived happily and we did not? Or are we thinking that in future I am going to be happy? You should ask this serious question. Irrespective of what age you guys are, you should ask this very serious question. Are you always happy? Always be happy and keep others happy. Live and let live happily and let others live happily. Share happiness, give happiness. Now that I am telling you all this, I am asking you, how are we living in our life? I'll explain it. For the first time, when you guys were at home, you were thrilling to go to school. Why? Because you saw your senior siblings who went to school and you wanted to go to school because you thought going to school is happiness. And what you did, you pushed yourselves to school and you came to the school. It was kindergarten. Were you happy? The first day you were happy, the second day you were happy, the third day you were happy, and slowly you started realizing, what happiness is this? I was very happy at home. Maybe when I go to first standard in a new building, I will be happy. You came to first standard. First day you were very happy, second day you were very happy. Even after a month, happiness was to the peak. And slowly you started realizing, what happiness is this? I was very happy in kindergarten, much more happier in my home. This is not happiness, and something happened and somebody started giving you this input. When you go to +1 and +2, you will be happy, and most of you came for this +1 to this college. Were you happy the first day? Yes, very happy. Why? Because it was a new beginning of your college days. First day you were happy, second day you were happy, third day you were happy. But slowly you started realizing so many subjects to study, examination pressure, and you started realizing there is no happiness here. There was much more happiness in my primary and high school, still more happiness in kindergarten, and much more happier at home. And slowly you started realizing there is no happiness, and this thing happened to you and to your teachers and me. When we were in +1 and +2, we thought this is not happiness. When we get into engineering, we can be very happy. So we pushed ourselves to engineering. First day we were happy, first month we were happy, and slowly we started realizing what happiness is this. And we started thinking, where is this happiness? Then somebody told, when you get the first job, you will be happy. And then we were hunting for that first job. It was a little painful experience. Guys, most of you are talking. It is a very clear message, I don't need your class. In God's book, there is nothing called as a denial, but an attitude of this, taking it negatively, is the most stupidest thing that you could do. One of the big newspaper has hired me to take up this today's class. I've come here with a serious note, putting all my energy to combine all 600 of you and trying to put some wisdom into your mind, because I know most of you are capable of doing that miracle. We don't know which one of you can hit that, what we call as a target, and make yourself happy, and make your parents happy, make your college happy. I am here to discuss something very serious. If you start talking to each other, the entire class will get disturbed. The entire class distraction will fall on you. You are becoming a time stealer of every one of them. You are a biggest thief. Thief is not the one who actually steals materialistic things. A bigger thief is this who steals non-materialistic, which cannot be accounted into any kind of the visibility, any kind of a calculation. But the time that you are going to waste of each and every one of you is something very serious, as it's what you do. You may be sitting here, ask yourself, what is your mother doing there? What is your father doing there? Your mother and father are working, sweating in this hot summer from morning till evening. Maybe few of them are not working in a luxury environments like an AC. And they are working, sweating, because they know their daughter is learning something and she will make big out of this. With this anticipation, your parents pushed you to school taking all the burden of earning as much money as possible so that they can put you into the best of the best schools, because they thought you going to school will create happiness for you and for your life. And that happiness is going to be lost forever, because we have never actually learned to live in this moment. Right now, this is the moment. Can I use this moment so that this moment can transform me from what I was to a new what I can become? Every class has to be sit with this conviction. Come what may, this class I'm going to observe it so seriously with so much of conviction. This class has to bring a difference in me. What I was before this class and what I will be after this class has to be different. Because you are not animals. I can't go in front of animals and tell the same session and expect a transformation from them, because they are not built so. The only gift God has given, we called as humans, is giving us a birth of human, though we could have been born as any such living creature, which are millions in count. Instead of selecting you to become one such creature, if He has chosen you to become a human, that means He has given a greatest gift to you. The gift of you can transform yourself by listening to people. And when such a person comes onto the dais, you will have to look up to him with a lot of respect. Yes, let me take whatever I can get. Maybe few things I may not get, but I will not disturb the class. I will sit in alignment. Maybe one such thing which my subconscious state observes can bring a miracle in me. It is not the capability of Dronacharya what he can do. It is always the alignment of a student what he can learn out of that Dronacharya. Great student was not Arjuna. Great student was that Ekalavya, not even being in the comfort zone of the teacher, he makes miracles. And let me tell you, there is an outside world which are creating such miracles, and there are girls from such remote places who are scoring extremely so good marks. And there is a question that we will have to ask ourselves: blessed to be in the city called as Bangalore, blessed to be in a college like this, what difference am I making when God has given me so much of comfort zone? There are a lot of girls who are actually not given permission to even go and attend the college. Maybe some of them will say, in a week, 2 days I will allow you to attend the college. Rest of the day you will have to help me in the farm. These are the conditions many of the girls are studying. Please go through all these inputs. You will know where and how you are actually standing in a so-called comfort zone, and you are in a better place. This comfort zone was given for your previous good karma. By doing a wrong karma, you are again going back to the same place. What is the difference between them and us? They take it with so much of submission. There is a complete surrendering. If you don't know how to surrender, you cannot bring an Ekalavya out of you. You don't need the teachers. Again, I am telling you, if anybody is successful and if anybody is a failure, it is only because of you. There is no Dushman Bagal mein. There is Dushman in you who is actually creating this mess of talking to each other and disturbing the class. If you can sit with this conviction, I am not going to be disturbed by anybody, the person who is talking also will stop talking. Because he knows I cannot disturb anybody. You give the keys to each and everyone. Come, disturb me. Come, disturb me. A marriage happens in your neighbor. You give them the key. Come, disturb me. I will attend your entire marriage ceremony. Yes, festivals comes and goes. A person who is not going to be bothered about the current festival will celebrate a beautiful festival in the future with so much of energy, because he knows this year no festival is going to come between me and the exam. This year, no marriage celebration is going to come between me and the exam. This year, Holi is not going to come between me and the exam. I will sit with so much of conviction, because I know I have been given the special, a very special comfort zone, because I know there are a lot of people who are deprived with the same comfort zones. They have not been sent to college. The parents would be the most happiest if their daughter says, I don't want to go to college. Somehow with all the pain, if your parents have pushed you to go to a college, it's a God's given gift onto you. Now ask yourself, you are not a tribal woman who is living in the forest. You are far better than them. You are not a fisherman's son. Don't look at your mom and dad and say, you are not an engineer and how can you expect that I will be an engineer? That is a stupidity. Go and talk to Abdul Kalam, he will tell you. His own niece and cousins are still a fisherman, and they will die as a fisherman because they lived a mediocre life. You're not here to live a mediocre life. God has gifted you an ambience, actually a small place where you can actually step on it and jump. You can spring up. A beautiful place. Take it with the right spirit. It can bring a big difference in your life. You take it very, very lightly. It will hit you multiple times. Get alert before the life slaps you. Before the first test result slaps you and tells you are made for 60% and you will die as a 60%. Before the first term exam hits you and says you are made for 80%, you will die as an 80% scorer. No, that is not what you are made for. Because there is still unsent percent which can be achieved. There is still 20% that can be achieved. And if that needs to be achieved, you should be aligned properly. And for that alignment, happiness has to be there. Constantly happiness has to be there. And we have never lived in this moment. We are always thinking about the past which we were not happy. And we are always anticipating in future I'll be happy. Procrastination there also. We have an illness of living with unhappiness. We have an illness of dreaming about the past when we were not happy. We have an illness of anticipating in future I'm going to be happy. We have an illness of, in the past I could have studied well, I did not study well. And you have an illness of thinking, in future I am going to study well, but you are not deciding, right now is the time, can I study well right now, in this moment. Whatever that 2-3 minutes has gone, I will never be able to get back. Past is the past. So every minute that has been given to be gifted or to me, let me live it with so much of conviction that moments of life that I have introduced, that I have been given chance to live, that should transform me from what I was to a better of me. Animals also live, you also live. They also die, you also die. They also reproduce, you also reproduce. What's the difference between them and me? From yesterday to today, if I am not grown, I am actually living an animalistic life in human form. That's all. Ask yourself, how many days have you lived like an animal in human form? Then you are not the person God should have selected to give you a human birth. He should have made you something else. That means you have occupied a place or a space of somebody else. Because that somebody else in your place would have done miracles. You also have this. At the graduation level, we thought we are going to be the most happiest people, and slowly we started realizing, what happiness is this? Maybe when we get a job, we'll be happy. We got the first job. Yes, I'm not saying no. We got the first salary also. And there are a lot of politics in the workplace. My colleague is not happy with me. My boss is not happy with me. My students are not happy with me. Or my subordinates are not happy with me. My clients are not happy with me. And slowly you start realizing, what happiness is this? I was very happy actually in college days, much more happier in my primary, still more happier in my kindergarten. I'm very happy at home. And slowly you started realizing, maybe when I get married, I'll be happy. Most of you think so. Marriage is not happiness. Marriage is a combo. Happiness and sorrow put together. It is called as a combo offer. Marriage is a present continuous tense. Studying is a present continuous tense. Human life is a present continuous tense. Being happy is a present continuous tense. You will have to keep working to be happy. You will have to keep studying in order to grow. It is not I have done and it is going to be end of it. No, it stops at your last breath, but the soul will continue with your knowledge. So there is never an end to this knowledge gate. There is never an end for the emotions of happiness to be constant. And something happens, you go up to your parents and you say, just like I went up to my father and they told, Daddy, I'm just going for a job, I'm not that happy, but you told I should get married and I'm ready. He knows what I am telling because I thought marriage is happiness. And I went up to my father and I told I'm ready for marriage. My father knows marriage is not an happiness, it's a combination of both. You get right with your parents right now. You go home, ask your mother, and you ask her, Mama, I'm going to ask you 2-3 lines. You will have to answer me exactly whatever is right. You are not going to tell me anything lies. You take her and put it on your head and you say, you are promising on me, answer me this question. You go to your dad and you ask this question. Mom, how was dad from the time of engagement till marriage and after marriage 6 months? Mom will say, you give them a choice because no confusion. Was she an angel or a devil? Immediately she will say, she was an angel. And then afterwards rephrase your question. Oh, okay, mama, after 6 months of your marriage or 3 months of your marriage, till now, is he always an angel? Immediately mom will say, that is not there. What angel, man? He's a devil. First, I used to ask him a ring, he used to get me a chain. Today, I ask him a chain, he never gets me a ring also. That has become your dad. But don't tell them, no? That's how life is going to be. It is a present continuous tense. You will have to keep working. After the first test, you will have to keep working. After the first term exam, you will have to keep working. Till the final exam, you will have to keep working. Only then the results can become better than what it is. There is no full stop to this. It has to be lived in a present continuous tense. But you can create a constant happiness to this. Go back to your mom and ask the same question. Go back to your dad and ask the same question. Dad, how was mom from the time of engagement till the few months of marriage? And you will say she was an angel because you are only giving them two options, angel, devil. And again you ask him the second question. Dad, how was mom after the 4-5 months of marriage until now? And she says, I don't know, mom. I was always looking for an angel in her. When that angel transformed herself into a devil? Yes. We as spouses, we are always sometimes angel to each other, sometimes devil to each other. That is what you are doing to yourself. Sometimes you are an angel to yourself because you hurt yourself and ask, get up and study. You need to do this. Now stop talking when sir is teaching something. You need to be silent at this particular time. Are you becoming that angel who is helping yourself? Or are you going to become a devil who will transform you also into a devil? This is a choice. And he says, yes, there is always an angel in my wife, but I don't think she became devil. And he also says, life is always like that. It's a present continuous tense. We need to work. Then we started realizing, okay, marriage happened. Then first few months we were very, very happy. Then slowly, my wife started. I and my wife started fighting. Your teachers and their spouses started fighting. Your mother and your father started fighting. And slowly we started realizing, what was this? I was so happy as a bachelor. I was much more happier in work. I was still more happier as a college student. I was much more happier as a high school student. Still more happier as a primary student. At home, I was the most happiest person. What is happening to me? And somebody told, "Bachche ho jayenge, then you will be happy." And you tapak kare. Okay? Bachche bazu ke ghar mein rehte hain. When a baby is in the neighbor's house, your house is like a heaven. You can go every now and then, chinnu muttu, and come back. If that angel or what sometimes we call devil comes to our house, he is the boss. At our home or at your home, your parents would have kept so disciplined house. There is a place for everything in its place. There is a time for everything in its time. There is a right way for everything in its right way. If baby is gone, he will cancel all the disciplines. There was a time for sleep. No, the baby will say when the mother should sleep, when the mother should sleep. There was a time for actually wake up. Baby will decide when he wants to wake up. When he wakes up, the entire family has to be awake. And when he sleeps, the entire family should go for a sleep. So the entire control has gone into the baby's hands because sometimes it is always he who decides. You have a place discipline. There is a place for everything. There is a kaka place. For him, every place is a kaka place. So you cannot actually change him. That is how you will have to get used to it. So your parents know this indiscipline is going to stay and they thought, what happiness is this? And slowly they started realizing, when my daughter goes to school, it will be happiness for her and happiness for me. They push you to school and the cycle starts like this. But every time when something happens, right now when your parent is given a choice, how is your daughter now and how was your daughter when she was an angel girl, then he says, Amma, she doesn't listen to me today at all. At least when she was small, I would have hit her, give her a chocolate and persuade her to do something right. Now it has become impossible for me to do. And she is also tripping about the past where she could have enjoyed that happiness and she's anticipating in future I'm going to be happier. And slowly she started realizing, what happiness is this? That's how life is going to be. You will have to learn to live in this moment. Right now I have this moment. How much of this time I can use for this target of my exams, for this target of the marks that I want to achieve. It has to be a present continuous tense. Can you live in every moment of your life and try to go very close towards your goal? That has to be your objective. Most of you do not use happiness in abundance. You use happiness as though if you use more of happiness, your happiness will become scarce, full of scarcity, and you will lose it. So what do we do? If at all we need to wish somebody, assuming, what is your good name? Huh? Okay, now where is your birthday?
June 6.
Okay, we wait for the June 6th to come, we call her and we wish her happiness. Till then, have you ever wished her happiness any time in your life personally to her? Definitely not. You wait for one such festival to come and you wish happiness. You wait for one such new year to come and you wish her happiness. That means we have started using happiness in scarcity. Why don't we use happiness in abundance? That has to be our motive. Why? We need to be happy and we need to spread happiness. See, human body is like an Akshaya Patra. We call it as a magical vessel. The more of what you give, what emotions you share out to the outside world, more of that emotions will flow on you. Assuming if I give more of happiness will flow. If I give more love will flow. If I give more care will flow. So that way it is a learning for you. Can you spread positive emotions right from where you are, always, so that more such positive emotions keep flowing? But we are actually using the word happiness also in a lot of scarcity. So sometimes we don't know whether you are wishing or cursing. All of you, assuming I took a very nice class and you are impressed by my class, and I say tomorrow I am leaving Bangalore and I am going to permanently settle in Delhi, what will most of you say? Most of you will come at least to the airport, 2-3 of you who were interested in my class, and you will come there and you will say, "Sir, happy journey." And I say, "Only journey should be happy, wish me more." Then you expand it, "Sir, happy journey, sir." I don't wish me more. Then again keep dragging happy journey, and I call them, "Come." I don't need an happy journey because I am not going in Air India. I am going in a better flight. The air hostess, anyway, they will keep me happy. For that 1 hour of journey, I ask them cold water, little hot water, coffee, cold coffee, not so cold coffee, anything, any number of times I call them, they will serve you like you are everything for them. And that happiness is always there. I need happiness after I land and I live there permanently forever. But ask your conversation, you don't want to give that, you always say happy journey. Assuming today was Saturday and there was a very big week because all the days you were busy studying a lot of things, and you know the Sunday is going to be Yugadi or Monday is going to be your Ramzan for whatever reason, what do you wish? Happy weekend. You wish, no? What do you wish? Happy weekend. Do you think it's a wish or a curse? I'll explain you. It is a wish. Definitely, yes, happy weekend is always a wish and you want it to be happy, it's beautiful. So, how the flow goes. Saturday afternoon, when the school, college leaves you, you are the most happiest person because you know tomorrow is Sunday. There is no test, there is no exam, nothing is at home, you can spend with your family. You go home taking your own free time because you know it is Saturday and tomorrow is Sunday. Your happiness is so high. You go, you are not worried when to go to bed, you are not looking at the clock, when to have your dinner, because you know tomorrow is Sunday, your happiness is to the peak. You have your dinner like you have never had your dinner. The most best dinner of the entire week will be Saturday night's dinner. Because why? Tomorrow is Sunday. So happy. You have your dinner, maybe 11, maybe 12, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Clock is not going to decide when you are going to have your dinner. Your happiness is going to decide when you are going to have your dinner. You have your dinner, go to bed, and the best sleep you get in all the weeks is Saturday night sleep. The best. You are not worried whether the alarm rings or not. Wake up, get up, stress, start trouble, nothing. Why? Sunday. You get up at your own free time and you wait for the breakfast to come and you have your breakfast like you have never had in your lifetime. The best breakfast of all the weeks is Saturday's breakfast. And after that, you know lunch is going to come. Maybe veg, maybe non-veg. You are waiting for that special lunch to come. At 2 o'clock, 2:30, the lunch is served. You think, what a life, what a beautiful life it is. After having that lunch, you want to take that nap. One of the best afternoon naps is Sunday afternoon nap. Why? You only wish happy weekend. Week is still coming to an end. Though Sunday is the start of a week as per the calendar, for us we consider Sunday is the last day of a week. And you wish happy weekend. Happiness is going to be till the week is going to end. Now it has come to the end. At 4 o'clock, something reminds you tomorrow is Monday. What happens? Your entire emotions is disturbed. You feel like going to that calendar, tearing that Monday, taking that Sunday 1, Sunday 2, Sunday 3, because you don't want to go to the same college. We as lecturers, we don't want to come to the same college. Yes, that is why. That is what you wish. What do you wish? Happy weekend. Sunday evening is the worst evening of all the weeks. And Sunday night is the worst night of all the nights. And the worst sleep that you will get is the Sunday night sleep. Most of them will not sleep Sunday. They will be scolding everybody, even God, even lecturers, even principal, even Malik sir, and then you will end up with Sunday, and Monday blues will start, and you will be thinking, why is this life? Why? Because you wish so. So we are a group, we don't want to do average wishing. Happiness has to be constant, happiness has to be in abundance. So we don't want to wish good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. So what we do, we wish happiness. Can all of you repeat instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night? And most of you, your communication is connected to a circuit of these kitties. You know, your one kitty is there. Most of your circuit is connected to kitties. But our circuit is connected to the heart. Because heart can smile, heart can create happiness. Kitty has created happiness too. But कभी-कभी वो भी करता है. Okay, yes, happiness has to be abundant. So what we will do, instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, we will say happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. With me, faster. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Louder. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Again. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Again. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Why only morning, afternoon, evening, night? All the weeks done? We will start from Monday through. Okay? Happy Monday, happy Tuesday with me. Everybody know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Oh, let's see now. Ready, steady, go. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Few of you are doing lip movements. Happiness will not come to you with lip movements. Okay, get involved. Connect your heart, not the kidney. Let there be a facial expression that you are happy. Again, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Let me see the green is strong or the red is strong. Now the red will do. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Now, why is this? I really don't want to do that Friday also. When is this class getting over? Okay, now let us see you. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Monday to Sunday. How you want Monday to Sunday? January, February to December. Everybody knows? Ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Again, happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Now the right will do. Ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Now happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. There are 4 seasons. Now what is it? Summer. Happiness in summer, happiness in winter, happiness in rainy, happiness in spring. Happiness has to be constant. The climate is not going to decide whether I'm going to be happy. I will decide I'm going to be happy. Ready? Steady? Happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. Everybody. Happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. Again. Happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring. All of you hold your hands like this. A small body language. See, whatever you do, when you can use proper body language and involve your entire body, just like we say yoga, Yoga is a combination of body and mind. If I can bring both body and mind and then do, it can do a lot of miracles. So, I want all of you, we will do it with action. People, same action. We will start from morning, afternoon, evening, night. We will do morning like this. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. All of you. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. App is not doing. I'm ready to do till evening 8 o'clock. Are you ready? So whoever is not doing, ask him to do. Ask her to do. Ready, steady, go. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Forehead, okay. On your neck, on your chest level, on the abdomen. One, chest, abdomen, below. Okay. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Again. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. I'll ask the teachers to do because we already had this session. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Okay. Now we have week. Let's start from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, straight will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay? Ready? Steady, go. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Again. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Again. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Now we have months. Okay. 7 months. January, February, March, April, above the forehead, at the chest level, May, June, July, August, okay, at the abdomen level, September, October, November, December. Ready? Steady, above the head. Ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April. 2 years, okay. Happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August. Down, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Once again, ready, steady, go. Happy January, happy February, happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August, happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Okay, it is not putting a kasha like this. It is gaining the energy. Now hold your hands like this. Irrespective of, everybody, irrespective of, in spite of, whatever the situation is, whatever the subject is, my happiness is going to be always constant. Please do it again. Ready, steady, go. Irrespective of, in spite of, whatever the situation is. Whatever the situation is. Guys, like this when I do, it becomes pushpa. Okay, like this when I do, whatever the situation is, body language, whatever the situation is, my happiness, hit your heart, my happiness will remain constant. Very good, big round of applause. Guys, only for the first 3 rows. For the first 3 rows, we will have a competition. Only the first row will come on the dash, only the first 3 rows because you can't do all of them. The first row will come, you will do it standing. All of you will give marks. Who is actually expressing happiness? At least one of them we will do it off and then we will go. The first row, Kaka, go over the dash. Go. Okay. Go. Guys, along with them you will do it and then we will wind up. Yeah, give me now. Only less of greener, less of red. Okay, ready, steady, go. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, happy night. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Happy January, happy February. Happy March, happy April, happy May, happy June. Happy May, happy June, happy July, happy August. Happy September, happy October, happy November, happy December. Okay, happy summer, happy winter, happy rainy, happy spring, and like this. Irrespective of, in spite of, whatever the subject is, whenever the exam is, my preparation for the exam will always be constant. And my happiness, irrespective of whatever the situation is, will be constant. Thank you. Okay guys, thank you. Love you all so much. All the best for your exams. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again. One last time. Love you all so much. God bless you.
Already going for now, president. Already last word in the rest here. It is a great honor and privilege that I stand before you to give a vote of thanks for this truly inspiring session conducted by Dr. Mallikarjuna on the power of positive attitude and its vital role in contributing to the personal growth of our students. Dr. Mallikarjuna, your session today was nothing short of transformative. The wisdom you shared about cultivating a positive outlook in life has not only encouraged us, but has also empowered us to look at challenges as opportunities for growth. You have provided our students with invaluable insights and practical strategies that will surely serve as a guiding principle in their academic journey and beyond. Your emphasis on adopting optimism as a habit and focuses on continuous self-improvement will undoubtedly leave a lasting impression on their lives. I would also like to take a moment to thank our principal and our respected lecturers for making this wonderful session possible. Your efforts in creating such enriching learning opportunities for our students are deeply appreciated. Dear Mallikarjuna, your words will resonate with us for a long time to come. Thank you once again for your time, effort, and invaluable learning. Thank you.
Guys, I'm going to leave this all. Forget good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. At home with your parents, with your loved ones, with your sisters, with your principal, with your teacher. Spontaneity will just come. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening. Irrespective of whatever the situation. Exam, happy exam. Special class. Man, happy special class, man.
Thank you, sir. Today's students will be spending till 12:40. 12:40 you should come back to your class. Okay?
Happy class.
Can you do it?
the points whatever is being discussed, they will always remember for that. That's mine.